I've started some assembly on the track links for the 1/16 scale Sherman, put out by Andy's Hobby Headquarters in Tacoma. Right now I'm just doing the track links and wanted to do a quick video of a few suggestions and tips relative to the type of glue and the nippers I'm using in case it helps anybody else out. So we're down to the last two sprues of the track links. So we're almost done with those. Just wanted to share a few things relative to nippers and the glue. So we'll start with the nippers, because I've seen different things online about what nippers, sprue cutters, nippers that people like to use, and discussions whether the Godhand pliers are any good or worth the 65 bucks. So anyway, so these are the old tester nippers, sprue cutters. Says manufactured, I don't know if you're gonna be able to read that, for tester by Xuron Corp. It's got a pretty nice flat angle on them. I've used these for probably 20 years, couple pair of them. These are the Tamiya modeler side cutter, very similar, a little bit beefier on the head, but again, idea there. So being 20 years old, I don't know exactly what I paid for them, probably well under 20 bucks. Just looked on Amazon, this is January 2023, and similar Xuron cutters, Xuron as in Xuron, were running for about 11 bucks each, so that's a pretty good price. One of my daughters purchased these for this Christmas, December 2022. They're the Vault Can nippers, and these were listed for, I think, about 30 bucks on Amazon. And they're similar to the Godhand in the head type and what they do. But I found they leave just a wee bit of flash. There's a slight bevel right here on the cutting edge, so it's not exactly flush. And then you have the $65 Godhand pliers, which people love, hate. They hate the price. That's pretty expensive for sprue cutters. They hate that this blade is so thin and fragile, it has a tendency to snap off, which obviously then it's useless. So for $65, that sucks. So these tend to be for final and delicate work. But again, I used these for 20 years, loved them, still love them. If I had to buy one nipper, probably be this one. But I saw reference to these on YouTube videos for some Gundam modelers, and they use pliers and want pliers that don't stress the plastic and just deform it or discolor it. So I figured I'd give that a shot. And these are phenomenal at doing that. They really do cut pretty much like cutting butter on moderate plastic. Don't use these for big heavy sprue gates. Use this for fine work, and these are phenomenal. So if I had to recommend anything, start with a pair of these, 11 bucks or so. Follow up with a pair of these for the fine detail work. I wouldn't try and save money and go with these. It's just not the same. They're close, but if you're going to make them jump and do the investment, go with the Godhand pliers. Let's see if we can do a few examples here. So I use these, the Tamiyas. I can't remember what I paid for these price, somewhere between 20, 30 bucks, maybe under 20, I can't remember, for the heavy sprue when I'm cutting it. So what you'll see is you get the nice, kind of like using a pair of fingernail clippers. And then you'll see how it just kind of snaps off the plastic and leaves a nice white mark. So we'll do one more. It's good for separating big pieces from big sprue gates. So it does a really good job at that. I don't worry about wearing them down. They're tough and beefy. These I probably wouldn't normally use on a frequent basis. A very similar job. It's another reason why I got two in case one broke. These two I wouldn't use on something this thick. I have used the Godhands on something this thick. I haven't really used these this much. So you see that it's quieter. So it's not really a snapping fingernail cut. It's more of a slicing cut with a knife. So much smoother, cleaner. And then with the Godhands, if you can go slow. Another thing, if you're cutting off a larger piece, use the inside blades instead of the tip. Hopefully we don't have an actual scenario where we see no. So there is some stress on it. So you see the white part, but hopefully you can see how, where is it? How flat and smooth that cuts. So if you go slow, and take your time, you can actually quite often leave no nubs or sprue remaining for cleanup. And that's why these are really sweet. So, and as I start my next demonstration on the tracks, it'll be a different video. You'll be able to see me use these to actually cut them off cleaner, less cleanup, sometimes no cleanup at all is necessary as well. So, some ideas on the nippers. One nice thing about these is it came with a really sweet case and one of these covers, not this one, with these covers. So that was nice, but again, was it 30, 35 bucks? And I was like, yeah, I mean, if I had nothing, they'd be good, but it's either this or bite the bullet and do the Godhands. And it's the Godhand SPN-120. They come with a head. I've seen comments online where I think people have knocked it off without using it because it is pretty fragile. But I've gone through 2 or 3 models with this so far and haven't had any problems, hasn't broken. I will probably be picking up a spare. So that's my comment about the nippers. So hopefully that might help somebody making a decision there.